Now, the US has officially designated the Resistance Front (TRF) as a designated foreign terrorist organization (FTO) and also specially designated global terrorist. Now, this will put additional pressure on Pakistan to crack down on terror proxies operating from its soil, and the step also enables US authorities to block TRF's assets and prohibit material support to the group. Now, viewers, TRF, a Lashkar-e-Tayyiba proxy, which is also known as Kashmir Resistance, claimed responsibility for the April 22nd Pahalgam attack. Remember, this attack claimed the lives of 26 civilians. TRF has also claimed responsibility for several attacks against Indian security forces, including the most recent attacks that took place in 2024. Now, in a statement issued by the US Secretary of State Marco Rubio, he reiterated that Trump administration's commitment to protecting national security interests, countering terrorism, and also enforcing President Trump's call for justice for the Pahalgam attack. Now, the US officials described the Pahalgam attack as the deadliest terror strike on civilians in India, and this is since the 2008 Mumbai attacks carried out by LET. Now, this announcement by Trump administration marks a significant diplomatic win for New Delhi and also signals United States' closer security ties with India amid shared concerns about regional and cross-border terrorism. Big announcement coming in from the United States, where it has now designated TRF, the group which claimed responsibility for the Pahalgam attack in India, the attack that claimed the lives of 26 civilians. Now, the group has been designated as foreign terrorist organization and also specially designated global terrorist. Two crucial designations, that is FTO and SDGT. Now, the move by the United States will put pressure on Pakistan to crack down on its proxies operating from its soil, and further it also enables Washington to block TRF's assets and prohibit any material support to the terror group. Now, viewers, TRF here, which is a proxy and a front of Lashkar-e-Tayyiba, which operates from Pakistan, is known as Kashmir Resistance. It claimed responsibility for the terror attack that took place in India. And further, it's not just that terror attack, the Pahalgam terror attack. TRF has also claimed responsibility for other attacks that have taken place in India. The most recent one being the Pahalgam attack. Now, with this announcement, US Secretary of State Marco Rubio also reiterated that Donald Trump administration is committed to protecting national security interests and to counter terrorism, and also to enforce President Trump's call for justice for the Pahalgam attack. Now, according to US officials, they described the Pahalgam attack as the deadliest terror strike on civilians in India, and this is since the 2008 Mumbai attacks carried out by Lashkar-e-Tayyiba. Now, this announcement by US viewers is a significant diplomatic win for New Delhi. We've also seen that it comes at a time when the ties between two countries have been growing, and it reflects the shared concerns of the two countries when it comes to regional and cross-border terrorism. Also reflects India's growing diplomatic leverage with Washington. All right, crucial news coming in from Washington, in which they have now designated TRF, a Lashkar-e-Tayyiba proxy, as FTO, foreign terrorist organization, and specially designated global terrorist, that is SDGT. Two designations coming in for TRF, the group. Now, my colleague Varghese Abraham is also joining me on this. Varghese, a big announcement coming in from the White House. Help us understand, what does this designation mean for TRF, and also how does it reflect on the US-India ties?
It shows that it will be quite difficult for them to, in fact, go ahead and also source funds. This would also put pressure on Pakistan, which has been saying that its territory was not used for the Pahalgam attack, nor any of those groups that were functioning from its territory had, in fact, involved itself. But this comes as a slap on Pakistan's denial in the longer run, and also a big win for India's diplomacy, especially with the U.S. Designating the TRF, which is said to be a splinter group of the Lashkar-e-Tayyiba, as a global terrorist organization as well as a foreign terrorist organization. Its funding will come under scrutiny. Its parent company fundings will come under scrutiny. And at the same time, only recently had Pakistan come out of the grey list. And it also becomes as a huge embarrassment for Pakistan, who's chairing the anti-terrorism chair, who is now chairing the anti-terrorism committee chair in the United Nations. So clearly, the TRF designation has come out of the blue for Pakistan, and quite an embarrassing situation for Pakistan on that front. But clearly, on the ground, it also helps India to push the narrative of how Pakistan has been, in fact, been the global sponsor of terrorism, the factory of terrorism, and at the same time, with these designations coming in, the U.S. also will scrutinize the money flow into such organizations, the funding that is being taken, who all are the people who fund it, and therefore restrict the possibility of it raising funds abroad. So clearly, right now, what we see is a major embarrassment for Pakistan with this designation that's come for TRF, and a big win for India's diplomacy, and at the same time, tightening over the terror infrastructure that's been operating with impunity in Pakistan and only recently being challenged.
Clearly a big blow to Pakistan, who continues to support terror groups from its soil. Now also, what does this say about the relationship that India shares with the US at this point? You know, US coming in to support India's fight against terrorism.
Well, it is also, as you have pointed out, with regard to the fight to terrorism, one of the things that we are seeing is that when it comes to the issue about terrorism, India has been raising this issue in many forums. Recently, we have raised it in the SEO forum as well. We had raised it in the BRICS forum, and also in the United Nations many a times. And it's also about the cross-border terrorism that has been put forward. It looks like now, finally, the world is listening, and this is probably the, with regard to TRF, this is the first big win, and also to stop Pakistan going ahead with its denials when it comes to its cross-border terrorism policies.
Right. Also, tell our viewers more about this specific group, the Resistance Front. You know, we know it's a proxy in front of Lashkar-e-Tayyiba, which operates from Pakistan. But we've seen that Pahalgam attack was not the first attack that this group carried out. We have seen it has a history of carrying out multiple attacks against India.
Well, first of all, this is said to be a splinter organization from the Lashkar-e-Tayyiba, or
Yes.
rather an organization that has been made so that Lashkar-e-Tayyiba could, in fact, ensure that it does not get the blame for any of those terror attacks, or rather this LET comes under a lot more international scrutiny. So it was an organization that was part of a strategic move on the part of the Pakistani sponsors of terror to give a secular name, like the Resistance Front, so that it sounds much more like a secular organization and would have its acceptance in the international forums. But this is part of the strategy to avoid the linking of Islamist terrorism along with it, because this has been one of those things that Pakistan has been in bed with. It has been sponsoring a lot of Islamic terrorists across the world. So to break that linkage and to make sure that it is related only to Kashmir, they had set up the splinter group, and we've seen a terror attack taking place. So the Resistance Front in the long run, or the terror that has come into being, is nothing more than just another chapter in a book that LET has been writing.